Alexander Perna is with us, and Alexander's taught hundreds of people how to trade over his career. Um, Probably got a little burned out doing that, and now just trades his own account. Alexander, you have no X to grind. You're not selling the service. Just want to let people know that up front. How are you today?
Hey Dale, good morning, and good morning everyone who's here watching us live, and hello to everyone watching the recording.
Okay, so actually, you brought something about RSI, which is, my standalone momentum indicators that I use. And you said it's also, besides it being a tool, it's a time saver that you're going to teach people how you use it. So I'm ready to watch and
Nice.
ask questions, and go ahead
Cool.
and share your screen, and really appreciate you putting thought into what you're going to talk about before you come in and have your 30 minutes here on Phase. So thanks again, Alexander,
Of course, Dale, no problem.
in
I
advance.
I really appreciate you having me on your show. So thank you.
Okay.
I am working on just with one screen today. So let me share my screen, and then I might have to rearrange some stuff here. I think I can just share
And you could
the
find
entire.
Alexander on X at Who's Trend, WHOSTREND. Okay,
Yeah,
there he
it's
is.
so I
He
brought up
also used
my
to do game shows. He was a host of a game show.
yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I started my my X profile back when it was Twitter, right after the
Yeah.
pandemic, and it was kind of the thing to use like other images and stuff. And so I just kind of brought back good old Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Okay.
But so this is my profile, and so like you were saying, we both use relative strength, but definitely in a different way. um, for me, I don't use it as a traditional indicator. I use it as a way to try to find the trading environments where my trading does the best. So this is a little tailored to higher time frames, although you can find this kind of information all over
So
the
this is more of
internet.
like a currency meter.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's use that word. Meter, a heat map. I've heard other things before, but the idea is that I'm going through all of the currency pairs, and I'm looking at how they're performing in general rather than performing against a specific currency pair. So
Okay.
like in looking at euro dollar, we can
Can you
definitely
blow
get
that
some.
up?
Oh yeah, sure. Just the euro dollar.
No, that your chart, your
Oh, this here,
relative strength chart.
make it bigger.
Yeah,
Uh,
there you go.
so so when we're looking at a pair like euro dollar, we can definitely get some information as far as what is the relative strength of the euro against the dollar, but we don't really understand with looking at euro dollar what's the relative strength against the CAD or the Aussie or the Swiss. So I kind of take a more in-depth approach in trying to map out kind of that general performance. So when you typically come across a heat map or like a currency meter on the internet, typically what they do is they'll use some kind of trading benchmark like the futures, or they'll just use the major pairs, and they'll do an analysis just using the futures or the major pairs. And that can work, and it gets really close. I wouldn't say really, maybe it gets close to my analysis. But then again, you're just kind of looking at, okay, well, what's the euro's performance against the dollar? What's the pound's performance against the dollar? And it doesn't always translate then, well, what should euro pound be doing? So I kind of just take this more in-depth approach. the chart that we're looking at is done on a weekly time frame. So this is big time frame here, and this would be kind of my general bias as far as if I come to a certain pair, just off of this, I'm going to be leaning a certain way, bullish or bearish, right? And just the easiest way to use this would be to take the extremes, right? So we don't want to take something that is close to one another. In the middle there, you see New Zealand dollar and you see the US dollar. New Zealand is technically stronger than the dollar, but they're right now they're just kind of playing a tug of war game that no one's winning. Where you go to something like pound CAD. Pound CAD is also playing that tug of war, but the pound is winning, right? So just kind of having this graph either in front of you or just in your mind can save a lot of time looking for the environments that a trend trading strategy would benefit from. Right. So typically in my analysis, I don't go through all 28 currency pairs.
Yeah, I notice you're using CAD as a representative for commodity currencies rather than Aussie.
Well, I mean,
I don't
Aussie
see
is in there
Aussie.
as well.
Oh,
Aussie's
I'm
up there
looking.
by the pound. I'm just
Oh,
using
yeah.
the eight.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm just using the 8 single major currencies for the
Okay.
stuff that I post publicly. So I also do relative strength on things like the Mexican peso. That was a beast for a long
Yes.
time. Like it was the carry trade.
Yeah.
And
Till
but
the elections.
yeah, keeping it to the 8 single major currencies just kind of helps keep traders focused. I mean, especially if we're still kind of figuring our way through the Forex market, the last thing we need to be trading is like the Mexican peso or the Turkish lira. Right. So just sticking to these 8 single currencies, gives you the movement you need, gives you the liquidity. So there's safety. And these are just your typical pairs, as you know. So just kind of looking at this, I mean, I brought pound cat up because it has been a really persistent trend, and most of the trends have been more with the cross pairs. So I haven't traded a lot of dollar just because you can even see since the like middle of May, the dollar has just been kind of in the middle here. So really trying to focus on those extremes. Of course, you probably could have found some trends trading. Pound dollar. Pound dollar was the strongest currency, and the dollar was just kind of in the middle. So there could be a trend there. But when you see the spread between like the pound and the CAD, that's just going to offer a more persistent, strong trend. Typically, uh, you know, shallow retracements, and big impulses. So just kind of even taking a look at this. This is the current analysis. Like I was saying, this is the weekly analysis. So I only post this once a week on Sunday because it only changes every weekly candle. But just to zoom in a little bit, if you are trading on a smaller time frame every day, I do post a relative strength analysis that I get from the 4-hour chart. Or no. Actually, this one is from the daily chart. Excuse me. So you'll see this move around more often, and that's why I post it more. But even so, this only gets updated once a day. Because I'm using a daily chart. So one thing to think about with the tools that we choose to use in our trading is how is it helping us save time, energy, and effort? There's a lot of things that I used to do. Actually, you brought up my education background. There's a lot of things that I used to do that really didn't do any of that for me. And actually, put more time into my trading. So, for me, I love trading. It's a passion. I've been doing it. I've been in love with it since I was 19 years old. But at the same time, I don't want to spend my time in front of the screen. I want to be outside enjoying the Florida weather when it's not raining, or spending my time
Yeah.
how I want. So that
You
is
want
one thing
you
that I
want to
would
live.
say. Yeah, I want to live. I want to
Yeah,
live.
nothing wrong
Uh,
with that.
yeah,
It's good balance to live and
it
to be
is.
in front of your, you know,
Well, this is the reason I trade. And I think a lot of people lose that. They start to trade as a means to an end, and they let that means get in the way to that end. And then no wonder we get resentful in our trading at times. But anyway, so if this is interesting to you, I just went over the weekly and the daily relative strength. So you guys can use this as you wish. But you'll see even on the daily relative strength, pound is very strong relative to the CAD. So this idea of alignment, it's really good to see the daily in an uptrend. It's even better to see the weekly in an uptrend, the daily in an uptrend, so on and so
yeah,
on. So you
there you
can,
go. All the
yeah,
TFs
certainly.
lining up.
Yeah, I like the idea of alignment. A lot of people use confluence as another term, just the same
Right.
idea that all of the tools that we have selected are kind of coming into harmony, and those are typically the windows that we need to take advantage of. So just kind of looking at, oh wait, right here, there we go.
Okay.
Trying to get this out of the way here. So we were talking about pound CAD. So now that I'm on trading view, on the right hand side, you can see that I have some green and red markers. So that is the weekly relative strength. I kind of come into my trading list and I just mark the currency pairs that I should have a bias on. So you'll see, CAD yen. Don't really want to trade CAD yen. I mean, other than it not really doing much on the 1 hour, and it did get whacked on the
Yeah.
4 hour, but just not really doing much at the moment. I'd rather go to a currency pair that has a better look to it. So where CAD yen was just kind of waffling, you can see that pound CAD has a direction it wants to go.
Yeah.
And
Good eye.
so just being on the coming from the education side, I actually, maybe I should step further back. Coming from the student side, I understand how it feels to be introduced to a lot of different tools and strategies and ways of trading as we kind of grow up and kind of learn all the different ways. But there comes a point where you kind of have to go through that bag of tricks and start throwing stuff out, and really just my one big message for anyone listening is really have that focus of trying to refine the amount of time that you spend doing your analysis. Have your rules, have your trade plan, make it objective. So it's kind of each chart is more of a boom, 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 next, and then have that moving. I'm a very very basic trader.
I do a lot of that on the weekends, Alex, when markets aren't moving and I can be a little bit more objective. And I'm ready to go after the weekend. I'm prepped for the week. Of course, there'll be surprises and things I might have to, reprocess, but I pretty much know by, Sunday night's opening what I'm looking to do the following week. Are you like that?
Yeah, I yeah, I spend more time uh analyzing what I've done and looking for new stuff more than anything. I mean, as far as my trading goes, it's very quick. But on the weekends, I'm looking back at, okay, what was last week's trading? Did I enter all the trades that I should have? So I typically go back to the week's trading and I
Okay.
mark all possible trades, and then I mark my trades. And I just want to see that I'm continuing to take all the trades that are, coming about while I'm trading. And so yeah, I mean, it's Sunday is definitely my prep for the week, and Saturday is typically my, okay, let me just take a little bit of time and grade myself.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's how you learn, by looking back. And, if you also prepare for the prep for the following week, you don't have to do your analysis on the fly, like a lot of people do. And then it just turns into an impulse trade rather
Right.
than a plan.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah, you know, you do an autopsy on your trading every week too.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's cool. That's like journaling, right?
definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly the same. I the idea that traders should always be learning comes up a lot. And I in my classes, I actually used to fight against that. There, in a sense, we are always learning, but for me, as a refined trader, what I'm learning now is just how to define my setups better.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm going back and doing this autopsy, I'm not looking at, oh, well, what if support and resistance? What if I would have used support or resistance? Or what if I would have used this or that? Or what if I would have gotten in this way? But it's more of, okay, how can I better articulate this particular scenario that I'm taking so that I can better map out over time the probabilities or the odds of that specific setup. And in that way, I think as traders, we should always be learning how to define our setups better.
Okay. And you release these relative strength charts, currency meters, whatever you want to entitle them, um, on X. That's how people get a hold of it, or how do
Yeah.
they follow you for this information?
Yeah. Just follow my X account. I typically post the weekly analysis on Sunday, like between 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then the daily relative strength, I'll post daily. And I've been trying to get it in around 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., kind of as we're sliding into the Asian session, kind of the start of the day where we get the liquidity coming in. So I definitely try to get it out before the Asian session really starts to move, or at least has the
Okay.
chance to move. So
So
again, oh, go ahead.
no, so we're about halfway through the year, Alex. How are you doing this year?
Good, good. Actually, the like I said, the trends have been more in the crosses, but been doing really well. Luckily, and this is luck. I just didn't have any yen exposure because that was a crazy move. What
Yeah,
was that? Like a 3 or 400
yeah.
pip
And
swing
the
really
new
quick.
that's the kind of chart action where you grind their small tight ranges, and then everything changes in a New York minute. Everything can change
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a candle like that. It changes the whole character of the market. So I'm glad for you that you're doing well. It's been pretty small, limited, kind of low volatility FX markets. Don't you agree? Especially euro and
Yeah,
a lot of
I
sideways stuff.
I haven't been trading a lot of euro. Like just this week, euro dollar came up on my radar as far as like a bullish bias.
Okay.
And I mean, it looks pretty good. Actually, I mean, the trend looks solid, really small pullbacks. I know we're
Yeah.
dealing with these highs here, but for me, it just this trend has been building, and I think it could just keep going. So I'd be looking, I am bullish euro dollar now as far as dollar pairs go. Aussie dollar has been a better trade. At least Aussie has kept, um,
Do you
that
think
just
that we've mentioned, the pound has been strong, gold has been strong. Now, now Euro's kicking in for you. Do we have do you sense a broader dollar theme? Because, I have the dollar cracking a couple of uptrend lines in the last few weeks, and I'm pretty negative on the dollar. I don't think we're going to have that milkshake theory where we go to 110, 120, 140. I mean, not before I think we see sub 100 on the Dixie. And that's all predicated as long as we stay under 106.50, which we're getting further away from. And I am waiting for a dollar rally to sell into this week. If we get a rally back towards 104.80, 105, I'm a seller. Are you starting through your meter to see a dollar trend emerging and not just individual currencies uh,
not
trends
not
emerging?
not yet.
Okay,
Just kind of
that's
the
fine.
dollar. Yeah, the dollar has just been kind of stuck in the middle here. So I've
Yeah,
I've been I've been keeping my eye on. So knowing that the dollar is kind of stuck in that weekly time frame,
yeah,
just keeping my eye on the daily time frame and just saying, okay, where is this dollar really going? So I mean, when you look at the relative strength just for this month, because this is this chart starts basically the last day of June. So this
okay,
is just the month of July. But you can see that the dollar starting off as one of the stronger currencies hasn't been able to hold up with that.
yeah,
So I do feel with the dollar, I mean, we're at extreme bearishness right now. I think the daily candle closed like at its low. We're like pressing up to that 104. And I know 104 has been a big level for a lot of people. So, we're just kind of in that like
extreme bearishness based on what? The way the chart looks or sentiment?
well, I would say kind of both, in the sense of like when you learn about candlesticks, closing at the low of a candle typically is extreme bearishness.
Okay,
Being at that support, I definitely would love to see for confirmation of a bearish dollar. We want to see price break through that support,
yeah,
because sometimes,
I got
when you get extreme bearishness at support, the market likes to whack all
yeah,
of, that one side. So looking at the chart, it's hard for me. It just looks like it's going sideways, and
okay,
I've just been kind of staying away from the dollar. It just hasn't really, I mean, Aussie dollar, I have been trading, and I was trading dollar yen. Dollar yen has just been in a really strong trend. And I mean, even with that intervention, is still holding the
yeah,
structure. Most of the yen pairs are, except for like, I mean, even New Zealand
yeah.
is. New
Kiwi got
Zealand,
hit.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's such a weak. It's very
yeah.
weak right now.
The Aussie Kiwi has been a big trade. Long Aussie, short Kiwi.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm.
Alex,
I've been
uh,
long. I've been long Aussie Kiwi. It's been a
yeah,
really
it's
good trade.
been a monster.
It's nice. Nice
And they're so
trend.
related, for a move like that. They're almost like,
Well, what's interesting is it's
excuse me,
starting.
brother and sister.
Yeah,
They're,
it,
you know,
it's it's like a euro pound, just
yeah,
very. But this is kind of interesting. It's trying to sustain its trading above this just very large kind of base area. So, we'll see. I was able to get long, and I've been riding this. So we'll see if it has more running room until we can maybe test these highs here, where we have a little bit of supply. Just this really big move down. So this is an interesting pair since you brought it up. You know, relative strength is saying go long, both the weekly and the daily. The technicals are saying to go long. We can look at like a 4-hour chart. I don't really see any lower lows. This thing has just been riding the moving average, basically. This is a 20 period. So whether the 4-hour or the 1 hour, definitely been a really good pair.
Okay, well, you're a good mentor. I want to thank everyone, you know, for staying here and listening to Alex mentor you. So he's giving you some pearls. He can't stop. He can't help himself. He can't stop teaching.
I can't. You just have to tell me to be quiet.
No, he can't. No, he just, it's in his DNA. He wants to pass on what he knows to other people. It's really a pretty good principle to plant seeds and not look for people to pay you up front for them. So Alexander, I appreciate what you do for the financial FX community, and thank you for being here and having come here with things to give people some food for thought and also some tools, the way they can, you know, save time. And also, I'm a big believer in being long the relative strength and being short the relative weakness. So appreciate you bringing that to the table here today, buddy.
No problem. And I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on here and have a voice. So thank you for sharing your platform. I don't do a lot of interviews. I kind of, after my teaching, I just kind of wanted to be on my own and just kind of work on my own trading. So thank you for this. I really do.
Oh yeah, and Alex gave recommended Don Dawson. People are enjoying Don. Anyone else that would like some visibility that you think has some value to add? I'm open to it, and want to thank you again for that referral.
No problem. Anytime, Dale.
Alexander Perna, everybody. Check him out at Who's Trend on X. You know, consider using this tool that Alexander offered. See if it gives you a little bit of an edge, or at least gives you some extra time to get away from your trading station. And that's a wrap. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Thank you, my trading warrior brother. Good hunting. I'll talk to you in the fall. So I guess he's gone. All right.
Take care, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Diane loves you. Diane Peterson uses your stuff all the time.
Oh, that name sounds familiar. Hello, Diane.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye,
Take
Dale.
it easy, buddy.
Cheers.
All right, everyone. You could join the team in 15 minutes on the Morning Edge, and we'll see everyone for Turnaround Tuesday. Adios. And you know, you heard me. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.